Tracy dodged a $40 million lawsuit after abuse claims from Anthony Rapp in a 1986
Don,
incident.
can you check if I'm live, please?
From the West Coast, USA, Radio News Bureau.
And on the Middleboro Review Facebook page. I have to make sure I'm live.
The United States has fallen for the third straight year. The latest
Alright.
report from the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center showed
I just want to make sure I'm live.
2022 enrollment declined by 1.1% from fall 2021. Colleges may have had a
Joey Driscoll?
What?
Under your name?
After
No.
a recent report found that
Let me see.
40% of high schoolers who took the ACT college admissions test failed to meet benchmarks in English, reading, math, and science. For USA Radio News, I'm Ellie Andrews.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No,
There it is.
we have the bike translator.
Okay, so this bike says she
Yeah,
is struggling
there we go,
with
we're
her
live.
peace in the motorcycle community. Well, she says she hasn't peaked yet, but she's having a little
you go.
epiphany, okay?
We're live.
Oh, that maybe life itself is the peak. Interesting. In my experience, I haven't. So I just translate it, and I don't have opinions.
My
Quote
experience.
Progressive and CEOC is America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not
Now it
express
wants
the
to
views
work.
of WVVF
Huh?
ownership.
Now it wants to work.
You gotta talk to somebody about that.
Content aired on all programs are those
Really
of the host
annoying. Really do.
and their
It's
guests.
really annoying.
Oh yeah, they had the Blue Line disaster Thursday night.
What's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVVF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll and I am joined as always by Don. Good morning, Don. How are you on this dark? It's not yet sunny because the sun has not come out. Sunday morning, December. I almost said December. October 23rd, 2022. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself this morning. It's not December yet. We're getting there. We are actually going to talk about something pertaining to December a little bit later on in the show today. But Don, how are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. You're speaking about darkness, huh?
Yes.
Well, I don't think the Blue Line paid its light bill on Thursday evening on the evening commute. Actually, it wasn't the evening commute. It was actually around 11 later on. They had a system-wide power failure.
Wow.
And people were walking around in the dark, and there were delays. And
Wow.
how about that, huh?
That's
Huh?
you don't hear about that a
Yeah.
lot. No.
You
Wow.
know, you're doing a good job, Ronnie. Huh? Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. They fix a bunch of problems and then the new problems just spring up. It just seems like they're kind of what's the word?
What is the word?
Cursed? Maybe?
Someone
I don't
in the
know if that's the right word.
Well, somebody in the tunnel pulling the plug there?
I don't know. I don't know
It's
if
just-
the MBTA is cursed or what the word is on that.
If you have delay after delay after delay, people are not going to use it. They got to figure, if it's not there for them to begin with, they have to think about other ways. People need, I mean, these are people going to work. These are nurses and people need to get to work. Need to get to the hospitals. Need to get to the police departments. Need to get to critical jobs, and they can't be delayed like that because of that. They should know that. It's not even a 24-hour system. Usually, New York runs 24/7, and they don't seem to have a problem. They could shut the T down between 12 and 5. You have 5 hours to get an eyeball on everything. So there's really no excuse, in my opinion. Really, it's just people need to get to work. It's very important. Yeah, a nurse is waiting to get relief from another nurse. midnight shift, 12 to 7 or something like that, and they're stuck on the T. There's some home care person needs to take care of somebody. Somebody needs to get to work on infrastructure, or they need to go to work and they're stuck at the T, and they walk and they're looking for Ubers, and then you got elderly, and then you have people who you just have people who just can't get around, and they're dealing with the situation, and then I bet the personality not the personal probably all disappeared. So I don't know. It's I don't know. Maybe they didn't pay the light bill.
I want to say good morning to our Facebook crowd today. Patrick Lasava is watching.
Oh, nice. Hello, Patrick.
Via the Facebook.
Can I say one more shout out?
Absolutely.
To my nephew Jay. His 23rd birthday today. I'm very proud of you. I love you, and I guess that's the advantage of being on a radio program every day. You can just shout out your family.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Happy birthday, Jay. Jay Driscoll. And I'm hoping to see him today for his birthday. Hopefully you too, Joey.
Yes.
And
absolutely, 100%.
So, yeah. Happy birthday, Jay.
Okay. Weather. Let's do weather. And then we will get into our first topic. What I mentioned earlier, when I almost switched up the dates, thinking it was December. We're going to talk about a event going on, actually starting in late November and going through the beginning of the year. It happens every single year in Fall River. So we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. But first, weather. In Taunton, 46 degrees. It says sunny skies, but again, the sun is not out yet. So the weather is not 100% accurate there when it comes to sunny skies. It's not sunny skies just yet, but we're getting there. The sun will come up soon. Yeah. Today's weather, 61 degrees, a low of 46. We're at the low right now. But, yeah. So it'll be rainy skies today, rainy skies tomorrow. 67 degrees tomorrow for the high. And on Tuesday, looks like it's going to be foggy out on Tuesday. Or either foggy or windy. Trying to look at the symbols here on the weather report. I think that's fog. So it's gonna be foggy on Tuesday. I'm not 100% into the weather terminology, but it's gonna be, I believe, foggy on Tuesday and 71 degrees. Driscoll, Texas, sunny skies, 69 degrees, a high of 90 today, Don. A high of 90 in Driscoll, Texas.
Right.
It's, late October, and you're still getting 90-degree weather in Driscoll, Texas, which is very interesting. Middleboro weather, 47 degrees, a high of 60 today, a high of 67 tomorrow, rain in the forecast for both days. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, 40 degrees, a high of 64 today, a low of 38. Tomorrow, 42 degrees, and what I think is possibly their first, not snow, but a mix of snow for the Driscoll, North Dakota area. Tomorrow, 42 degrees for the high, 26 for the low tomorrow night. So we're getting towards that time where it is going to drastically change when it comes to the temperatures in Driscoll, North Dakota. All right, it is 7:16. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we are going to talk a little bit about La Salette in Fall River. The time for that is coming up very quickly. Again, end of November is when they usually start.
You said in Fall River?
Attleboro. Sorry, Attleboro, not Fall River. It's been a couple of years since I've been to La Salette. Attleboro. My bad there. It's in Attleboro. We're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. Again, it's going to be a very interesting season. Once again, for La Salette, it's a very great place to go if you want to look at Christmas lights, and they have an impressive light display in La Salette and Attleboro. So we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about much more on the show today. We have a transportation topic as well that Don wants to talk about. He already mentioned a little bit about something else, but there's something else as well that we want to talk about too. And we'll do that after the break. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. This is WVB at 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. Meh.
Hey, can you send Bill the radio link? I don't think he has it.
Okay, hold on. Let me get some commercials together.
Combat veteran motorcyclists.
My bad. I genuinely thought it was in Fall River for a minute.
Let me get it correctly.
Thank you.
As a hobby. Our mission is to
It has been like, what, 4 years since I've been there?
Yeah, you gotta read this stuff. Drive, yeah.
I know.
warm meal, clothing, shelter,
I know, I understand.
or simply to say
I get it.
thank you and welcome home.
Oh, we gotta do that,
All 50 states and living abroad.
that other thing.
Send that to him, Wes.
I'm gonna. Yep, I'm doing it right now.
Serving in combat areas
We gotta do that other thing today, too.
What other thing?
The
many motorcycle-related charity events each year.
footprints thing?
As a nonprofit,
Yeah, but you didn't. Did you ever call them?
donate to various
I
veteran
no, I didn't get
That-
I couldn't get all the information.
Well,
But
then don't do it.
I got most of it. I can just say
No, it's useless.
no. I got most of the information.
You want to get it down to the crumbs. That's the whole idea of the footprints thing. Everything.
Sometimes you can't.
Well, because you didn't research it. That's why you can't. Because you don't have all the information.
Dude, I'm doing it anyway.
Your host for a meditative moment with Martha. Each
All right, I sent the
week, we
link.
present the
How,
latest
how many generations of buildings are we
legal
talking
and
about?
lifestyle issues that affect you and your family.
What year are we down to?
Fast-paced and fun
I
as
don't
we
know.
explore
I'm doing it
all
anyway.
aspects of the Medicaid
I don't care.
piece.
I'm doing
So
it
join
anyway.
me for a
It's my
meditative
show.
moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7
All right.
FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
403.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach them at 508-583-1495. They're open
All right, let me get my other
Monday
thing
through
up.
Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Hi, this is Jim Lyman. Hope you can join me every Sunday from noon to 2 o'clock here on WBBF, The Sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional, country, and contemporary, and sometimes some live singers in the studio. And to make you laugh, some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2 right here on WBBF, 1530 Taunton, Middleboro, and on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com.
And we're back. I'm gonna turn the music down here, and
That's
good.
funky bass.
I haven't even turned your mic on yet. Now I have. There we go.
Well, that's a selective. That's a selective thing for you sometimes. I was just enjoying that groovy bass here, intro there.
It takes me a second to turn your mic on out of commercial breaks, but I.
You're gifted, Joey. You really are.
What?
You're gifted.
Maybe I do that on purpose.
All right.
With the waiting a few seconds to turn your mic on.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Moving on to La Salette in Attleboro. Coming up is the... and this is the National Shrine of Our Lady of La Salette. That's the full name of it. The place. Where every year there is a lighting display every single year from usually Thanksgiving to New Year's. And that's exactly the dates this year. Thanksgiving, November 24th to January the 1st, which is New Year's Day. So that is going to be taking place. Again, that is just about a month away. And they also have a brochure you can look at on their website online. Their website is, and I'm going to spell it out, LASALETTE Attleboro Shrine.org. So that is the website there. They have a brochure with different things different kinds of information, different things about mass times, holiday mass times. Like on Thanksgiving Day, they'll have a mass at 4 p.m. On Christmas Eve, they're going to have one at 4 p.m. And also a pageant as well. They'll have midnight mass on Christmas Day at midnight. Christmas Day mass at 12:10 p.m. on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve, they'll have a couple of different things, different masses. One at 6 p.m. in English and another one at 10 p.m. in French. New Year's Day, they're going to have two masses at 12:10 p.m. and 4 p.m. They have food courts there, cafeteria, snack bar. They have a museum there, and much more. And also they have directions on how to get to the shrine as well. And also they'll have concerts as well, Father Pat's concerts on Thanksgiving at 7 p.m. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. For groups of 25 plus to schedule a concert on other weekdays. You can call the Shrine at 508-222-5410. And that is pretty much all the information there about what's coming up at the La Salette Shrine in Attleboro. It's going to be a jam-packed month for them, and I wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention all the events going on there, because every single year, again, they have an impressive lighting display, along with much more things that they do at La Salette. Don.
This might be a normal year for them since the pandemic. Probably since 2019, anyway.
Yeah.
I think 2020, I'm not sure if they had it in 2020, but they did. It was limited. So the last few years, last year too, probably, but we have a lot of people.
Year they probably had a limited one last
year. We're in the point where we're starting to integrate with a lot of crowded areas, and I know people are still kind of getting sick a little bit, but COVID's still around. But I think we're kind of getting back into the chill of things and not seeing as many masks out there. I saw one person at the concert on Thursday with a mask on, and then when we were there in May, to see Hot Tuna, same venue, same place. Half the crowd was had masks on, so it just goes to show the atmosphere in the 6 months or so since then. It's been about 6 months. So yeah, it's really beautiful there. If you've never been there, walk around and check it out. And I think they got the refreshments there. You can get yourself some coffee or some refreshments and just enjoy yourself.
All right, so that is La Salette. That's coming up again Thanksgiving Day or Thanksgiving evening. That's usually when they start the lights, the evenings, I think.
We used to go there all the time, remember?
Yes. Yeah, I think the last time we were there was 4 or 5 years ago, something
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, we used to do that, and then when we were younger, I think it was before you were born. I went with my brother and his wife. We and your mother. We used to go to a place called the European in the North End and have pizza. That was and my father went to. We did that for a good 6 years. On Christmas Eve, that was what we did, and they've got to closing it down. And sometimes traditions just kind of fade away, but it's important to have traditions. I think me and you have been on a pilgrimage to Pennsylvania every year. We do that.
Yeah.
And we just saw a show on Thursday up in Plymouth, New Hampshire, and we met some friends and great night of music and got some dinner and hung back at the hotel with a guitar and sang songs and listened to records.
Yeah, it was a good concert.
Yeah, it was a good,
very good
fun,
concert.
fun night, and just going somewhere in some strange town in New Hampshire.
And if anyone has seen Michael Schenker, anyone out there has seen Michael Schenker, listen to the show. Anyone listening to the show today out there who's seen Michael Schenker, give us a call, 508-222-1106. Tell us about your experience seeing Michael Schenker. Again, we saw him on Thursday. He was really, really good. And, yeah. And, we'll wait for some phone calls on that.
Yeah, phones are going to be ringing off the hook. 7:30 in the morning. People are snoring out there.
Anyway, Don,
yes.
Tell us about a little bit what's going on in the transportation world, because I am going to get something up for early voting elections in Middleboro.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's coming up.
So that's coming up. We're going to talk about that in the next segment. But
right.
I'm going to switch it over to Don real quick.
Well, it's not fact here. It's just my opinion. It's
all right,
an opinion piece.
This is going to be an opinion piece by Don, and I will be right back. Well, I'll be here. I just won't probably be talking. So I'm gonna hand the
red
show over.
Red mic over me.
The show over for a second to Don real quick.
We're talking about the Blue Line power failure on Thursday. Again, confidence is getting really, really frayed here. Orange Line month shut down. The results still, we got slow zones. All right. Elizabeth Warren, Ed Markey, all the feds were yelling at these TE officials. Oh my God. But people need to realize that transportation is the future. Even with all the problems we're having, I think they're trying to iron out the bugs. So maybe patience is in order, but I can see why people want to be patient. To have a transportation network that everyone uses, user-friendly, I think has to do with like selling it. There's a salesman, I call this man a salesman, he's down in New York, MTA, and he does a lot of the promo ads for Long Island Railroad and MTA. And the guy is brilliant. If you type anything MTA, actually, the best way to see him, if you type in East Side Access, which they've been working on, actually they'll be opening up in December, the tunnel that runs from Long Island into Grand Central, which they've been working on for 15 years, you'll see this guy. this guy is great. This guy just knows how to sell a product. He's selling the product. He's selling, and it's in such a car salesman way too, and I love it. And we don't have that here. We don't have Guy Smiley selling the tea. We don't have a figurehead. We don't have somebody. They don't market it right, first of all, to get into the people's minds that riding the tea again is cool. Riding the tea is better. You need to kind of sell it, not say you should do it because of this, that, and the other thing. Well, I went, I did it, and I sat in a dark tunnel all night because the power went. So I'm done. Commuter rail caught on fire in Hanson about 3 weeks ago. Okay, one of the new engines caught on fire. Okay, that line's shut down for them. Now what do? You're left for dead if you're on the commuter rail. Subway's all right because they'll throw shuttle buses in, but on the commuter rail, they don't have time to do it. They can't organize that fast enough to do that. So I think the T needs salesmen. It needs a salesman. He needs somebody who can sell the product because everyone's leaving the product. Okay, they left it because of the pandemic, scared the ride. Now they've come back, and now everything's breaking down. Infrastructure's going. I mean, they're working on fixing as fast as they can. Shotgun wedding almost. The feds are making them, right?
Yes.
So I think, I just think they need a salesman. They need some marketing. And one other thing too on color codes. I think color codes work brilliantly. And I was reading a piece on that, on how the maps of New York City subways were designed a certain way just to get people fixated on it. You have the orange, green, red, and blue lines, okay? So if you go to any of those stations and there's a color indicating a line or a subway system, even the Silver Line, which is rapid bus, you got to get to a certain point. But then when you have the bus lines, which just go everywhere, and the schedules to a lot of people are really confusing to read, so they just don't deal with it. But if you had like a link from the terminus on the subway, so take Braintree for instance. Red Line ends at Braintree, okay? Runs from Alewife to Braintree. That's it. Now you gotta get on buses and wait. If there was a bus link that was called the Red Line Express or something, and they painted all the buses red, and they had bus shelters along the way, meaning if it was Braintree, the next stop would be, say, I don't know, Grove Street, Braintree, and then work you up to Columbian Square, then Abington. But if you knew you could walk to a shelter that was painted red and said Red Line Express, either outbound would be where it terminates, so say it terminated at Rockland over at the Park and Ride parking lot, or it terminated at Braintree. More people would take it. More people would take it just because of the color code. They know they can walk there. They know a bus will be there in 10 minutes. They know that bus will take them to Braintree, and they can transfer over to the subway and off to wherever they need to go. Okay? So, and that gets people closer to home. Meaning, if you live, say, in Liberty Street, Braintree, I'm just using Braintree as an example, and you have a bus shelter at the bottom of your hill, you're not even going to take your vehicle. You're not even going to take your vehicle to Braintree. You got to save money on parking. So you got to walk down, and you got to sit at the bus shuttle, and then the bus is going to take you, the little red bus is going to pick you up. It's going to say Red Line over. It's going to be smeared red all over the place. Red, 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 red. Big red building. So we know where it's going. To Braintree. Big sign. Big pointed sign. Inbound. Braintree. To Braintree. That's what, I think all these systems at the end of their terminus points should have those. It's cheaper, number one. And I think more people would ride, because most people do ride the trains, but they don't ride the buses. If they know, and they'll put a lot of people's vehicles in the parking lot, not the parking lot, but in their own driveways. They don't want to drive, and it's really good for emissions. So we want the emissions to be better. I think we really do, and I think they should start there. But they need a salesman. They need guy like they need that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna try to find him, and I don't know if we can even play him. We might be able to. It's a government agency, right? We can play that, right?
I don't know. Like,
You better check.
I'll double check.
Check with Chris.
I'll double check.
I want the public to hear this guy.
I'll double check.
I love this guy. I do. For somebody who reads bus schedules for fun, okay, there's not many of us out there. I know transportation system. I watched transit YouTube videos. There's a bunch of guys out there. There's a guy out there, RP. His name's RP. He's from Canada. He talks all about subway lines and transit lines and bus lines and stuff like that. That's what I like. But most people don't like that. They just want to get to work. They don't want to be in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. All right. It is 7:37. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to talk about early voting in elections. Get all the information out there that we need to get out there for that. But first, before we take a commercial break, there is something I have to read. I'm going to read here. The Rehoboth Senior Citizens Club is holding their annual Bazaar and Crafters Fair at the new Council on Aging facility at 27 Francis Farm Road in Rehoboth on Saturday, October 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the upcoming Saturday here, the 29th. You are invited to join them for some hot apple cider, jump on the hayride, and get a breath of some fresh farm air. After the ride, check out the many vendors and get a reading from one of the mediums. Don't forget to enter the raffle to win amazing craft prizes. They're also having a pumpkin decorating contest featuring the children from the Palmer River Elementary School, where you get to determine the winner. So that is coming up on Saturday. It is 7:38 a.m. I'm Joey Driscoll with Dawn. You're listening to Middleboro in Review on 1530 a.m. 99.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Was that too long?
No.
How long was that? 15 minutes? 10?
You were 7 minutes or something like that.
Oh, okay. It's a long time for the radio, huh?
Yeah, and I'm good on the commercials today. It's 7:30 at 7:38. I took my first commercial break at 7:17. So we're good. We're done with our commercials after this.
I got my COVID-19 vaccination, and here's why. This isn't about gimmicks or sentiment or what commercial I like.
Don works for an oil company in Quincy.
COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Millions of doses have already been given in the United States, and these vaccines have the most intensive
Here we go. This is that guy right there.
in U.S. history.
What is
People
it?
from different races, ages, genders, and ethnicities participated in non-clinical trials.
We could play this. I think we can.
Yeah, I'll just double check with Chris though before I start playing stuff on this. I'll just double check with him before I just do that. I don't want to just do that, you know?
I'll just gotta.
This massive project dates back to the early 70s. The prefabricated sections of the 63rd Street tunnel were dropped into the East River to prepare for future LARR expansion
Hi
into
everybody,
Grand Central.
Tom Lopes here, and
Fast
just want to
forward
remind
about 3.5
everyone that you can
decades
listen
on
every
a pair of
Tuesday
22-foot
to
diameter
Coffee with
tunnel
Tony from 9
boring
to 12.
machines, or
And next time,
TBMs,
Great.
took it from
for a
there.
while, at least
There
on
being 63rd and 2nd.
Thursday, will be Coffee with Tony from 9 to 11. So Coffee with Tony, Tuesday 9 to 12, Thursdays 9 to 11 here on AM 1530, WBBS and 99.7 FM. St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers,
and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svvmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association.
Dad, do you know Vinny Tempesta?
Armed forces who ride motorcycles.
Vinny Tempesta. Tempesta Oil.
Our focus is to help
Yeah. Why?
provide a warm meal.
I just mentioned Pat asked where you work, and I just said you work for an oil company in Quincy.
Yeah.
He asked that question.
Then how does Vinny DePesto come up?
I don't know. Maybe he knows. Maybe Pat Lasava knows.
Oh, he said, I know Vinny DePesto?
He didn't say that he knew him, but yeah, he's a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Vinny Tempesta.
And veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit CVMA2-2.
There we go.
Williams Trading Post is now open for their fall season. At Williams Trading Post, you can find everything you need for the season, like pumpkins, mugs, and much more. They also have an antique shop where you can find the perfect gift. Call them at 508-947-1598.
Just want to mention something about East Side Access, the opening date,
Massachusetts.
real quick. Can I do that?
Yeah. 1 second. Let me just get my show back going here, and yeah. All right. I don't want to do the footprints thing today.
I don't think
We don't
you
have
should.
time.
I
We
don't
don't have
think
time.
I don't think you should. You got to get it right down to the dirt.
Yeah, we don't have time anyway. We don't have time. 3, 2, 1. And we're back here on Middleboro in review. I turned the music down. I'm going to switch it right back over to Don. He has one additional thing to say.
Yeah, we're talking about the East Side Access in New York. That project's been going on for about 15 years. That's supposed to be open in December. And that'll bring Long Island Railroad right to Grand Central Terminal. I think they got eight tracks. No, actually, they're going to have 8 platforms, I believe. So, yeah. I'm not sure if any... It's going to be a third rail situation, I believe, so no overhead lines. So I don't think I'm not sure if the Amtraks will ever be able to go in there. I think it must be for the Long Island. But I think there's talk about Metro North going in there too. But I'm sure they'll work out the bugs. Hopefully it works out good. It's a really expensive project, and yeah, that's that.
Okay. Quick programming thing here. Programming schedule. We like to do these. Try to do these every week, but we do them every other week or so. We try to do them every week, and I think we'll try to do that going forward, starting now. But anyway, programming schedule for us here on WVBF. After me and Dawn get off the air, we will do the USA Radio News, 5-minute news, and then at 8:05, we will have Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vancross. Today's program is Strengthen That Which Remaineth. That's the name of the program that will be played on today's show. Yeah, we're going to do that today. Great half hour of great messages every single week by Pastor Ortez Vancross. We're going to be doing that at 8:05 this morning. At 8:30 we had the Rosary. At 9 o'clock we have the Medicare Moment with Martha Clopin. Great half hour of great Medicare topics for anyone who is approaching the age of 65 or who is already on Medicare. Great topics every single week. Just a great show to listen to. 9:30, Keys of the Kingdom with Pastor Naomi Burton. Again, another half hour of great music sometimes, and great message every single week. At 10 o'clock, we will have the Talking Information Center. I believe during that hour, there will be a sports, kind of like a sports program. There was last week, like a sports, reading articles for sports. And there'll be something else in there too. I don't have the Talking Information schedule right in front of me, but going off of what I heard last week. But anyway, that's what's coming up for the 10 o'clock hour, the Talking Information Center. And then we'll come back for the second part of the day. We'll do the Musical Odyssey program with Ed Sutka. Today's program is called Wilhelm Furtwängler, Conductor of Controversy. So that is the name of today's program for Musical Odyssey. Noon to 2 o'clock, Sounds of the Emerald Isle. 12 to 2. 2 to 3, Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Tony Branch. Finishes off the day. Finishes off your October 23rd, 2022. Alright, that is your programming update for today. Let's switch gears to the early voting and some election talk when it comes to voting. Alright, we have important election dates for the state election, which is Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. I will also have some additional information about Tuesday, November 8th for Taunton residents as well, because Tuesdays is usually when they have the city council meeting, but we'll have information on that in just a second, on when that particular meeting, when that week's meeting is going to be instead of Tuesday. We'll have that information in just a second. In-person early voting began yesterday and will run through November 4th at Taunton City Hall's council chambers. So it continues today, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Monday, October 24th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday, October 25th, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Wednesday, October 26th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday, October 27th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Friday, October 28th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., Saturday, October 29th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Sunday, October 30th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Monday, Halloween Day, October 31st, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday, November 1st, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Wednesday, November 2nd, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday, November 3rd, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Friday, November the 4th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's the last day of early voting, November 4th, Friday. Last day to register to vote, change name or address is October the 29th, which is this upcoming Saturday at 5 p.m. Last day to submit vote by mail, absentee by mail, ballot applications is November 1st at 5 p.m. And the last day to vote absentee in person is November 7th at noon. If you have questions, call the Taunton Elections Department at 508-821-1044. Again, 508-821-1044. And for Taunton residents as well, be advised that the City Council and committee meetings scheduled for Tuesday, November the 8th, will be moved to Monday, November 7th. Monday, November 7th at 7:30 a.m. instead. That's early. Wow, 7:30 a.m. instead. Wow. Interesting. I wonder if that's a typo.
Maybe it may not be.
It may not be. Okay. Well, we'll get back to you for sure.
Well, no, because
7:30 a.m.
Well, no,
it just seems weird to me. I don't know.
No, but because usually the normal voting booth opens at 7.
No,
on
this
election day.
is for city council and committee meetings. Monday, November 7th. That
At
is when that's going to be at 7:30 a.m. That's what it says here.
It's 5 p.m.
It's probably p.m. So it's probably p.m. Not a.m. I'm not sure why it's a.m. here. It sounds a little bit weird to me.
Yeah.
So the meetings will be held on Monday, November 7th at 7:30 p.m. probably. If it's a.m., I'll be surprised.
I doubt it.
No, but that's what it says on here. But I'm gonna go on a limb.
Unless anyone's going fishing after the
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's 7:30 p.m. not a.m.
They may go
on Monday, November 7th is when those city council and committee meetings are gonna be. Anyway, if it is 7:30 a.m., interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I just never heard of a meeting being held at 7:30 a.m. In the morning. But anyway, moving on from that, Middleboro also has early voting. And that is going to be the same days, October 22nd to November 4th. That started again yesterday. They're not going to have any early voting today in Middleboro. They'll have it on Monday, October 24th, which is tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday, October 25th, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesday, October 26th, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday, October 27th, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday, October 28th, at the same time, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, October 29th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday, Halloween Day, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday, November 1st, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesday, the 2nd of November, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. I know they are for Middleboro. All right, so we'll do that for next week. We are going to talk about our Today in Histories.
No, did you do that thing that Mark wanted you to do?
Yeah, I did it at the end of the last.
What, the bazaar there?
We have a phone call.
Oh, okay.
1 second here. Let me get my thing going here. Let's say good morning. You're on Middleboro in Review. Hi, Chris. How are you? Oh, okay. AM. Okay. I did not know. All right, that's good. Thank you, Chris. Yep. Bye-bye. So it is 7:30 a.m.
It is?
Yep, that's when the meeting is going to be. 7:30.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. I turned your mic down by accident.
I'm glad he called and clarified that.
Yep, so it is 7:30 a.m. on Monday.
Good.
And they've done this many times. I was not aware of that. So I apologize for any confusion that may have caused. But again, 7:30 a.m. That's what's going on. All right, awesome. So we have that going on Monday, the 7th of November, 7:30 a.m., the city council meetings. All right. We have Today in Histories that we got to do. 8. All right. It's 7:56. We are 4 minutes away from the end of the hour. 1850, the first National Women's Rights Convention begins in Worcester, Massachusetts on this day, 1850, October 23rd. 1942 on this day, Allied forces commenced the Second Battle of El Alamein, which proves to be the key turning point in the North African campaign. Eventually, the Allies would defeat Germany in the North African campaign. this was the turning point of that war, of that particular campaign, that particular battle. Was the Second Battle of Alamein, which ended in an Allied victory. Birthdays. Adlai Stevenson I, born on this day in 1835, American lawyer and politician, 23rd Vice President of the United States. 1873, William D. Coolidge, American physicist and engineer. Very important when it comes to X-rays. He was very important in that field. And our next one, I want to say a little bit more about this particular one. Born on this day in 1931, Jim Bunning. A little bit about Jim Bunning. He was a professional baseball pitcher and also a politician who represented Kentucky in both chambers of the U.S. Congress. He is the sole Major League Baseball athlete to have been elected to both the United States Senate and the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Bunning pitched from 1955 to 1971 for the Detroit Tigers, Philadelphia Phillies, Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Dodgers of Los Angeles. When Bunning retired, he had the second highest total career strikeouts in the major leagues. He currently ranks 21st. As a member of the Phillies, Bunning pitched the 7th perfect game in Major League Baseball history on June 21st, 1964. So he had a really great career in both baseball and also in politics as well for the state of Kentucky. So, I wanted to mention that a little bit more in detail about Jim Bunning. 1949, Wurzel, English singer and guitarist. He was a part of Motorhead, the second iteration of Motorhead. The original lineup had splintered, and Lemmy brought in some new guys and brought in Wurzel, and he had been with the band for quite a while, up until the end of Motorhead, and up until the end of Wurzel's life, and then Motorhead did one more album after Wurzel had passed, or maybe two more albums. He passed away in 2011, and Lemmy passed away in 2015. As of now, the only remaining member of Motorhead, I believe, is Mickey D, who is right now actually in the Scorpions. A little bit of an interesting thing there, that he's with the Scorpions. He did their new album. He's really good on that album. Definitely should check it out. 1962, Doug Flutie, American football player. I don't know why I said baseball there. I'm thinking Jim Bunning. 1962, Doug Flutie, American football player, sportscaster, and drummer. Interesting. 1964, Robert Trujillo, American bass player for the band Metallica, and passings on this day in 2000, Yokozuna, American wrestler. And that will do it for today's program. And I hope everyone enjoyed today's program. I'm Joe Driscoll. I'm with Don, as always.
Week, everyone.
And have a great week. And bye-bye. All right, bye-bye, everybody.